Continuing on the journey of Arcane, I can't believe it. Episode 2 is right now. If you want the full unedited version of this episode, go over to Patreon. The VIP tier is going to have all Arcane episodes fully unedited. The edited version is going to come out to YouTube in a little bit, but the VIP tier on Patreon is where you're going to get all of Arcane episode by episode, extra content that I'm talking about. It is worth it, I'm telling you. But look, as a mental health professional, I am all in after episode 1. I can't remember all the people that are in there. Part of that's my age, part of that's my ADD, I guess. But I'm going to learn as I go. I remember Vander, I remember Vi, I remember Powder. I think I remember a Milo. She had her group of cronies. There was the other group that was kind of the other side from Vander. And I am ready for this. Look, let's not waste time, shall we? Without further ado. The interesting thing about this as a mental health professional is that so many dynamics of trauma and also like upbringing and noticing the characters of Vi being this scared child that turned into this strong and tough, kind of teenager trying to be a leader and protect other people. And then Powder growing up so vulnerable and having so many trust and abandonment issues, but just trying to be the best she can. And her heart is just different. It is soft. It is kind, I feel like. And then there's Vander, who's the ultimate protector, who steps in. And boy, I just hope everything plays out. Y'all been saying episode by episode, it keeps getting more intense. Here we go. Oh, boy.
A little danger is worth the risk, don't you think? Careful. That's your parents' money you're dropping.
Who is this? It's like different people now. I've got my pen. I'm going to have to keep track of some of these people because there's too many characters going on. Isn't it interesting? The underworld and the world on top, where they have all the money, they have the wealth, they have the things, and the underworld's just scrapping to survive, and they have to do whatever it takes to get by. They come up to try to take things from the top of the world, and the top tries to go down and get things from the bottom. Look at that.
Hello? Is someone in there?
Oh no, here we go with the crystal ball. Don't do it. Wait a minute. Now I'm putting it together. This is replaying the events of last episode where they went in to take things and then we're escaping because this guy was coming in, and we're seeing the picture from the hallway where the crystal explodes and blows up the building. So now are these two going to get blown up? This little girl's just trying to go and find items, products, relics, things like that. And look at what happened. Oh, I don't even know what's about to happen to these two. Something about Jason, I don't know who he was compared to who the girl was, because he's like, be careful, that's your parents' money. Trying to sort that out. And now it's almost like a flash forward.
Help! Please, someone help us! Help! Please!
Those eyes. The magic spell. Reversing. Is this that same guy who was just beating in the door to get home to his place and then the explosion happened and he got knocked out? Is this the same guy, Jason, or whatever his name was? What's his name, Jason? And like he's now going back through all of this in memory? Or is this going back in time and replaying the events? And man, that thing with the magic spell made the world circle around and then it's beautiful. What is happening? So this thing actually made the entire climate change right here. Just spun things up enough to where it wasn't the blistering cold winter with snow everywhere. The weather turned good again, dried things out. And then this person's not dead anymore. It's like, here, this thing does wonders. But how do you use it? I'm putting two and two together with that being him, and he's heard somebody breaking in his place, and he probably knew those, well, he did know those things were in there in a protective case. But it goes all the way back to the beginning of when he was a little boy and he saw this magic happen and that person gave the crystal to him, and somehow he's turned that crystal into multiple because it was in that case. So he knows exactly how powerful all of those things are and exactly what could happen.
Let's go over it again.
You have to believe me. I didn't do this.
Relax, kid. We know it was a break-in, but that doesn't explain
Please.
this.
Who authorized your research?
It was an independent study. Who are you anyway?
I'm assistant to the dean of the academy. He sent me here to ensure that anything dangerous is removed safely.
Ah, so they go in, they're suspicious. Something's not right here. A building doesn't just explode all of a sudden out of the blue. Like, come on. And he doesn't want to tell them because this is like secret and it's magical and it does things and they would take it, I'm sure. But it is interesting how, like, I guess they can only have certain things or they have to report certain things that they have. It's very, very much watched.
Imprisonment. What a curious principle. We confine the physical body, yet the mind is still free.
I believe I've discovered something truly incredible. A way to harness magic through science.
Yep.
Magic.
Yes.
I am now 307 years old. All my life I've pursued the mysteries
Lots
of
of
science,
wisdom.
only to discover some are better left unsolved.
This is interesting. Like your mentor, I always talk about having mentors, your professor, somebody who knows him very well and somebody who can kind of cut through the BS, so to speak, and to say, I know something's going on here. Not really sure you know everything you're doing, because he's like, I got this, but he's not telling everybody the secrets. And the professor's like, let me just give you a little bit of advice. Own up to it. Don't tell them everything. Definitely don't mention magic, and you'll probably get off easy.
Remind me why we bother with this dump.
Is it that Milo?
Vander said to lay low.
And that's by?
Enforcers never come down here, so... You guys know I wouldn't take you on a job you couldn't handle, right?
Are you kidding? That was the best job we've ever done.
Dude, did you see Powder there? Did you see that? Powder's like, middle finger, man. Stick it to you, boy. Watch what I can do. She has a good way of closing his mouth. And the real key there, have some humility. I mean, clearly with a guy like this, he's been hurt before. I talk about he brags a lot and thinks he's, all that and everybody else stinks. But that always comes from low self-esteem. And that always comes from, not believing enough in yourself. So you got to project it out onto other people. But it's kind of learning that humility and that maturity and growing up to say, okay, maybe I have these feelings about this person, but I don't... hitting below the belt and intentionally trying to hurt people, not cool. He's kind of
I wouldn't take you on a job you couldn't handle.
Don't take Powder next time.
There we go. She doesn't even speak. She's like, here you go.
What's every one of you trenches concerned now? Give me a name.
Hey guys, you should see this.
Whoa!
Go ahead, idiots. You got nothing.
There you go. Very cool. Come on, Powder.
You need to hide those crystals. Yeah, no shit.
Powder.
Yet I remain the poorest Medarda.
Excellent choice, Counselor Medarda.
What of today's trial?
His name is Jace of House Talus.
A house?
That's a child's toy.
Good.
Darling, he nearly blew up our daughter.
Jace had nothing to do with that. He was robbed.
So it was Jace was his name. Jace. So he comes from privilege then. And that's the girl that was with him that was carrying all of those items. Oh, so he's not a part of their family. He must be like, I don't know if he's some kind of nanny type person, some kind of a like babysitter, some kind of a family friend, because now he must not be a part of this family. But that's why he said your parents' money, that he must be close with his family in some way.
You sure that's what you want?
Let's do it!
We crossed that bridge once before. We look out for each other. It's the way it's always been. This will blow over.
It's like we're not looking for a fight here. We're not just looking for an excuse to go after people and destroy things. We want to do it for the right reason.
Do I look afraid?
Ooh.
No.
He is not afraid.
You look weak.
Oh, man. Bring it.
We kicked the enforcers' butts with just the 4 of us. Imagine what the whole of the lanes could do. Okay,
Vander.
well, Vander's gotta deal with the enforcers.
What deal?
Echoes the name. Echo like repeats. An echo is a reverberation of what you say. So it says it back. And echo is telling what Echo's heard. So I hear this and I speak it back. I wonder if that's part of who Echo is. Echo gets secrets and insight and shares it all around other places.
I'm told it was built only for the sharpest of minds.
And I bought you some
Interesting. So they're accusing him, but they don't know of what. They didn't find anything.
Jace Tallis.
Spotlight? Yep.
You are accused of illegal experimentation and endangering the citizens of Piltover.
The materials were far more dangerous than I was aware of. And I now know my actions were against Academy regulations.
Oh, there's
I believe that one day
mom.
he will be a great contributor to our society.
He destroyed a building. Is this the sort of contribution we can expect?
It was revolutionary.
Revolutionary how? All I see is a boy meddling with things he doesn't understand.
She's poking.
The Academy
Wants to
seems
see.
to have loosened its standards.
I was trying to create magic.
There he goes. He's doing what the professor said not to.
The Arcane is the curse of our world. My race was nearly destroyed by it.
Surely we...
You don't understand what's at stake. But how can you? That's a burden that only I here carry.
Heimerdinger is right. Piltover was founded to escape the warmongering of mages, not cultivate it.
As a lower house, my voice doesn't carry much weight here. But as a mother, I have a voice that matters deeply.
The boy must be punished.
A violation of the ethos calls for banishment. But I can sympathize with a young man's dream to change the world. You may take your son home, Mrs. Tallis.
Boy, he's
But
so
he is never to
upset.
set foot on Academy grounds again.
It better be worth my time.
You see, that's your weakness, Marcus. You carry your chin so high, you fail to see the opportunity below.
It's like nobody can trust anybody in this place. There are all these characters that you have to watch out for, and everybody's watching everybody, spying on everybody, selling everybody out. Man, your group is your group, and you got to be able to have people you trust. And that's the way I feel about it in life. Like, you got to have people around you in your corner that you really trust. I still wonder, why did he use that magical thing unless he doesn't know how to harness it yet? He's got it, but he doesn't know what it'll do, and it might just blow everything up, and so he's not going to mess with it. But he knows there's a way to make it work, I think.
I had to say something.
Magic saved your life.
Yes. But it won't save yours now.
My own family won't help me. I'll find someone who will.
Wow.
And that poor boy has enough of them already. There. Come tomorrow morning, his research will be safely disposed of.
Oh, he's going to take it. Haha, he's like, I'm not letting this go to waste. Boy, it's a perfect depiction of an underworld where they're the bad guys and they're in this like water surrounded area in this capsule, and there's this nasty big old shark swimming around. That's a perfect picture of like, you know, the demons, the dark side, the ones who are out to just completely destroy. It's beautiful imagery.
Up there, on the surface, no one even knows they exist.
Exactly.
They're monsters.
There's a monster inside all of us.
What? No.
It comes to those who will do anything to achieve it.
Yep, you gotta sell your soul.
It's time to
That's
let
what
the
it is.
monster out.
To make him like that rat. And he'll be the killer for him. So he has his hands clean. He just did that.
So why are you out here?
I'm a misfit too, I suppose.
A misfit.
What will you do?
She misses him and she still believes in him. Like, she's known him probably better than anybody if they've been around each other like that. So she goes from her place on high down to his place to spend time and talk to him. And it's like, he's like, I guess I'll just do what I got to do. Like, I'll just work as a commoner here and do my part. And she's like, what?
We don't exactly know what we did find, let alone what we didn't.
This mention of magic has the people afraid.
They don't even know.
Culprits must be apprehended.
Turn the Undercity upside down if you have to. Just find them.
Welcome to the last drop.
Search the place. I'll take the strongest shit you got.
Haha. Oh, wow. Go, y'all. Oh, my goodness.
You weren't always the peacekeeper, were you?
Yeah, well, you can't escape the past, right?
Oh, man. Trying to do the best she can, hanging in there, legs stretched, arms holding on to the pipe. And then, of course, it's Powder that, you know, could be the doom of everything, which would make the other dude so thrilled. But Powder came through, man.
But we all know there is a crime behind every coin that passes through this place. You're just a small man in a little hole the world forgot
Trying to push
bury.
his buttons.
And I'm gonna bury the lot of you.
You heard him. They won't stop. We need to fight back.
What I don't understand is how you can work with them.
We were here. We
'cause she
saw
heard
what
about
they
that.
did.
I want Powder to have more than that, and I'm willing to fight for it.
Trying to bring back a reminder of this is what fighting does. That's what I think. This is what fighting does. This is what it leads to. So before you do it, just be careful because it leads to a lot of destruction, and maybe you or the people that you love. So we want that fighting piece as a last resort here. And I say that in my office with people a lot, that before you go stir things up, or before you start blowing things up in your family or your relationship, stop and think, who can you be that makes a difference? What can you say to people that makes a difference? What kind of influence can you have in how you act that makes a difference?
I was angry, just like you.
Yep.
I led us across this bridge,
Knows exactly what it feels
thinking
like.
things could change. If I hadn't, your parents would still be alive.
Carries the burden.
Who are you willing to lose?
That's what we were just talking about.
Clagger? Powder? Nobody wins in war, Vi.
So true. We just talked about that.
What are we gonna do?
He's
The
so
enforcers will
good
come
at
back.
balancing her. Flashbacks. It's the trauma stuff. You know, and part of her is like, if I can make life better for Powder, it gives me purpose. And it makes life better for me. Like, I'm kind of, forget me for a minute. I'm just going to go try to make life better for Powder. When really it's that self, she's looking to help herself feel better by making Powder's life better. And he's saying there might be another way to do that because Powder needs you here. And you need Powder here in order to do that. So he got back in there. Oh no.
Am I interrupting?
No. Oh, Jace.
The hell's your problem?
He was ready to go back to the scene of the crime where he lived and where that thing exploded and where he was taken and to jump off the building and end everything. And that just obviously doesn't solve anything. But I think he felt at that moment hopeless that now I have no chance of doing what it is I wanted to do. And so rather than live a common life with no purpose, I'd rather just end it. And just when he does, the other guy pops in who took that book that was supposed to be destroyed.
It's not a theory. I saw with my own eyes what magic can do. The lives it could save. You've no idea how beautiful it is.
So if I go back when he said magic saved your life to his mom, was that him as a little boy with his mom walking through that blizzard, and she fell and collapsed, so wrapped up I couldn't tell, but I think that might have been her. She fell and collapsed in the snow. That other being came in, started swirling the world around, made the weather completely change. So the mom was thawed out and feeling better, got up, so they survived. I think that was it. And then gave the gem to him.
I was an outsider the moment I stepped foot in Piltover.
He can relate.
We didn't have the benefits of a patron or a name, because I think you're onto something. I want to help you complete your research.
No one thinks it can be done.
When you're going to change the world, don't ask for permission.
He was able to get
I don't
that.
even know your name.
It's Victor.
Victor.
Vi, where you been?
Rumor is the Lanes are gonna fight.
Look, I made them for the enforcers. These are smoke bombs, and those two are full of nails.
Powder.
They're gonna work this time. I know it.
You deal with so much abandonment, so much loss, so much trauma. Powder just being so little. You're always finding a way to fit in. You're always finding a way to be loved or cared for. And I think sometimes she feels so insignificant that she always has to prove herself. And Vi just loves her for who she is. But Powder is, the epitome of sometimes almost the unnoticed person that people know is around but don't pay attention to, and that she feels like she has to do something to make herself worthy and to make herself noticed. And she's enough just as she is with her heart, but she's so determined to try to make a name for herself. And Vi's kind of doing what Vander does to her. So Vander with Vi settles her down and gets her back in check, and Vi will probably do the same thing with Powder.
What makes you different makes you strong. Always remember that, okay?
Just that little touch.
Do you have any idea what you've done?
I was getting results.
See?
You heard
Let
the
his
council.
ego get in the
You're
way.
a fool. Maybe it's not too late.
I think he sent a message to that police officer with that tube thing that led them somewhere else to somebody else. And I'm wondering if he led them to the dark side, the bad guys, those other people, or somebody else that he's setting up for this, just to try to get rid of the police and get everything back to normal. Almost like he's going to fix this without anybody knowing it. But I wonder who he's set up here. Or they're setting it up like these guards are all coming to get them and coming to get Vi. And it's building. This is too much, y'all. I think that's it. I'm getting turned in. Oh! Are you completely serious at this point? Not even watching the next one. I want to watch it right now. I want to go right into the next one, but I'm not going to do it. Look, are you serious that they build it up to that point and leave a cliffhanger? Like, it was almost like they set it up to where Vander sent a message to try to set up Vi, which can never happen. I could never see Vander doing that. And the police are now coming to get Vi. And Vi is, to me, almost presenting like, I'm standing up, I'm going to take my medicine because I want to protect Powder. And so I'll pay the price for whatever needs to happen here. I don't think that's it at all. I think there's somebody else coming to that door. And maybe it's Vander coming to that door with Powder. I don't know. But I think he set somebody else up for this. And now I can't find out, and I want to push play so I can watch episode 3. This is the hard part of watching, because I don't know what's coming next. And they always leave cliffhangers where I've got to go and wait now to watch the next one. And I'm not waiting another 5 days or whatever I waited to watch this episode. I'm not doing it. I'm watching it ASAP. Y'all know I love mental health. Remember, this isn't really mental health. This isn't therapy, whatever. This is not therapy. It's just me listening to a great series, man. Arcane episode 2. Don't forget, Patreon is a fully unedited episodes of Arcane, and you want to see it, go watch it. It has everything, behind the scenes of everything. Just Tom, raw and unfiltered. If you want the edited version, it'll be coming out on YouTube soon as can be. But look, remember, mental health matters. Leave your comments. Let me know what you think about this. And thank you for being on this journey with me. I can't wait to see what's happening next. I did get to learn about, let's see, I already knew Vander, Vi, Powder, Milo. I got to learn today about Echo, which I remember from the last episode. Player, is that the name of the big guy with the glasses, the goggles on? Jace, who was put on trial today, and Victor, who actually, the guy who said I'm a cripple and nobody is, I've been expected to do or be nothing my whole life, who's there to kind of almost save Jace in a way with his experimentation. So it's really cool. I could talk all day about this, but I'm not going to do it. It's time to go back and do some therapy. I'll see y'all on the next Reaction Therapy.